they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself, I felt it in.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. I am Davey Dollars. I am Joe for today, kind of sort of. But second day back, like I said, I had my welcome yesterday. Definitely was glad to be back. Glad to be back with my brothers. I got Tomo and Vaughn is actually here today to replace Joe. Joe won't be here today, but we got his brother Vaughn here. How you doing today, fellas?
Oh, I know you're gonna say something, man. I'm good. I'm good, though. I knew it. Right, I told you.
I ain't sound nothing else. Y'all do it right. I would need this thing. Come on now.
I got you. So the best NBA analyst.
No.
Take two.
The greatest NBA analyst in the Refuse to Lose family. My God.
I'm back. It's the finals. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What about you, Tomo? How you doing today, my guy?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I knew that pain you, Dave.
I know. Look, I had to get him. I told him I had something for him.
Oh, man. He said, I'm not going to talk until you say that. But, man, I'm good, man. How you, Dave?
I'm great, man. I'm I'm working in a good office space right now. Game one is today. I think it's gonna be a really great final. It's gonna be really competitive. The best team is gonna win, of course. No matter who wins, it's gonna be great. Two pretty much no one believed in either one of the teams was gonna be here, so it's gonna be great. I feel like this is a great basketball series. A lot of people are gonna be able to watch this, so it's gonna be huge, man. But we got some other things to talk about today that some other shows probably didn't even talk about, but we're gonna touch those topics today. So before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the network on YouTube. We're live on Facebook right now. So if you're on Facebook, like this and share it so someone else can watch this as well. We're also on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, like it, retweet it so somebody can also watch it live, or you can even, make sure someone tag somebody in so somebody can watch it. Because today we live, man. We are 8 away from 700 subscribers.
Yes,
and
sir.
we're only about 90 hours away from being officially monetized on YouTube. So we there. June is almost here. Well, June is here now. It's the first. It's the first of the month.
Oh, my bad.
So today's gonna be a great show. But also, Tom, I want you to go ahead and talk about those IG chats that we got.
Oh, before we get to the IG chat, Dave, I know you're excited your team in the finals, man, but I know they're playing something in the locker room right now, man.
You right. Up. Hey, man, I'm excited. I was so excited I forgot to turn me up. So
yeah, we got to blame Vaughn for that one, man. He made you fold, man. Pause.
Exactly.
But now. Oh man, but matter of fact, speaking of the Celtics, that's another topic that was going down in one of these chats that we have to offer on Instagram. And again, you can find us on Instagram at Refuse to Lose Sports. That's Refuse the number 2 Lose Sports on Instagram. And the chats we have to offer, like my man Vaughn said, of course, we don't fold like the Celtics in these chats though. Nah, we stand our ground. It'd be 6 months of debates, but we stand our ground. We got the NBA/WNBA chat, NFL. We got shout out to baseball with Teddy. We got MLB, college football. We got college basketball, both men's and women's. Boxing mixed in with a little bit of UFC. And I told you we always give you a dab of wrestling. So if you want to talk a little about wrestling, you can go in there. You maybe have a friend, but again, it's majority boxing in there. And we encourage you all to join these chats. If you're new to the network, we encourage you to join the chats because I'm telling you, the conversation just doesn't stop here on YouTube. It's in the comments and it's also in the chats. And with these chats, we offer the latest news, updates, literally everything before your favorite sports. Like Uncle Shay told us he was leaving FS1 before he even told Skip or his agent. And that's the stuff them the type of bombs we drop in these chats. So if you want all the exclusives, make sure you join those chats. Matter of fact, Bob, I want to say you want to share your experience with some of the chats. I know you in the VIP chat and you are the owner of the parlay chat. We got the owner of the parlay chat here too. So you can lay down your rules there.
You know, it's a parlay party we got going on. You come in there, give your insight, don't just take, you know. We all trying to make money. But as far as the other chats, man, I love them things, man. I just joined the baseball chat like when they first made it, and I'm a big baseball fan. I've learned so much from that, and it just you always can enjoy yourself. Any time of the day, somebody's in there talking. So don't be afraid, man. Hit us up. Let us know your IG name, man. We send you right to one of them chats.
Hey, couldn't have said it even better. Now, Dave, you can take it away.
Hey, make sure we also got to give a shout out to BWT Baseball with Teddy. He dropped another episode today, so make sure you go on YouTube and watch that. He's been dropping some fire content. Like Joe said, the best short that we've had or the best episode we've had lately has been the baseball episodes with Teddy. He's given some really great knowledge in there. He had a new guy, Jovan, Jovan that was in there. Then he had my man Vaughn, you know, the greatest NBA analyst on the baseball, you know, episode talking about that stuff. So, you know, there you go, man. I mean, if you want to learn about baseball, BWT is the place to be.
Facts.
So, other than that, you know, make sure you guys are commenting. You know, with the comments, we already see you guys are in here. We got the family's here. The family's here, man. So we excited about it. So let's go ahead and get started with this show. Enjoy the show today. So, first topic of the day. We mentioned it already. But the Pistons have made Monty Williams the highest paid coach in the NBA. Recently fired from the Phoenix Suns after having two big losses in the second round back-to-back seasons at home. Lost by 30 last year against the Mavericks at home, and then lost this year to the team that won the Western Conference Finals to the Nuggets, who are in the finals, of course, hosting it today. Lost to them by 30 at home as well. So, Vaughn, I'm going to start here with you. Do you think this was a good move for the Pistons?
I do think it was a good move for the Pistons because it's a coach that's been there. He's been to the finals. He had veteran guys on his team. He's had a young star and Booker on his team, and he's got a young star coming back next year in Cade Cunningham. Not saying he's Devin Booker because Devin Booker is more of a scorer. He plays like point guard. However, I don't see them making no noise or nothing, you know. Like, the most they're going to probably do is make the play-in, if you ask me. I mean, they had the worst. They won 17 games last year. You think they're going to jump from 17 to the playoffs? I just don't. I do see their defense getting better, and I do also see them winning more games. But not just because of Monty. I mean, they have their best player coming back next year. The challenges he's going to have is he doesn't have a CP3 over there. He got a lot of young guys over there. And when you coach young guys, they make a lot of mistakes that, you know, they got to learn from. Like, it's some things it's going to happen. I have a young team in the Magic, and, all the coach can do is put you in position, and you got to execute. A lot of times, young players don't execute, and that's what I think next year is really going to be about. All his stars can be together, and then, they're going to make some type of better noise, but nothing crazy.
Hold on. I knew Carl was going to come out of nowhere. I knew he was going to say that. Look, man, you didn't want Monty, remember? You told him, you rescinded the offer. You told him, get out of here. Golf emoji. If you in the chat, you know what that means. But we talked about this a little bit yesterday. And of course, it's a great move for Detroit because it's a young team. And you got a veteran coach coming over. Look what Monty did when he was with the Pelicans. Like, he took that team to the playoffs at some point. But do I think they're going to be? Do I think they're going to jump to a playoff team in like the next year or so? I'll give you maybe two. I'll give you 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. They may need one. They have the cornerstone piece at Cade, and then they went out and got Jaden. You know, they do have that young core. I do have a lot. I got a great feel about them. Same way, like you said, Vaughn, with the Magic. It's that young core, but they don't have that Paulo. You know, like Paulo is that generational talent. I think they need that. And with that, then Monty can build off of it. Because again, with the Pelicans, he had AD, Drew Holiday, BI was there at some point, and Joe's boy, Tyreek Evans. Shout out to the Kings. But with this team, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be really rebuilding from the ground up. It's literally like the title says, Motown Monty. This is really gonna be like Motown. He's gonna have to go find his Temptations. He's gonna have to find his Diana Ross. He's gonna have to find all of those before they can get some hit records. Dave.
Yeah, I think we all on one accord, but it's one thing I want to mention about Monty. Remember the year before he got to Phoenix, they only won 18 games. They only won 18 games that year before he went to Phoenix. Then the next year they won 36. Then right after that, they was in the NBA Finals. So, but the difference is Phoenix had Devin Booker and they had Chris Paul. So that was a big difference. And whether you want to say this means something or not, they also had DeAndre Ayton. I mean, he was good enough to help them be able to get to the finals. So that was something. But yes, they have Cade Cunningham, but is he gonna be healthy? That's the biggest question. Is he gonna be healthy? And what other moves are they gonna be able to make this roster good enough to be able to make the playoffs and be a consistent playoff team? Because when you look at Phoenix, pretty much all they had was Devin Booker, and they still had I can't see his name. Mikal Bridges. They had Mikal Bridges there. Cam Johnson. So they had players there, but they didn't have a system. And they didn't have that vet presence there. So that's when they went and got Chris Paul. Now that is the missing piece for them because they don't have that vet in that locker room. Like Vaughn said, it's all young guys there. The oldest guy is Marvin Bagley, and that ain't the vet that you want in the room. He ain't gonna make a difference. But having K come back healthy, which is good. You have a top 5 pick this year. You can make a lot of moves with that. You can draft a good player at that spot, or you can use that and a lot of other pieces to go get that vet player that you need, or another star to partner with K Cunningham. And a lot of people are going to say that Dame is out there, but who knows if Dame is really going to accept the trade to go there. I'm not sure if he has that in his contract or not, but who knows if Dame really wants to go to Detroit. That may or may not happen. But you have other stars out there. You got other free agents out there that'll help out. You got Vucevic. He's a restricted free agent, but he's out there. You got Brook Lopez is a free agent that's out there. Those are 2 good vets that are out there. So you could probably sign one of those 2 guys that'll help you out. And there are other moves to be made. I mean, a lot of people. We're going to talk about this guy later on the show, Jaylen Brown. Whether he gets that contract with the Celtics or not, he's still good enough to be a side star along with Cade. So I think that will help them out as far as the team. But I think they will make the playoffs within 2 years with Monty if they make all the right moves. As long as they get a healthy vet in there, I think it'll help out a lot. I mean, right now like I said, they're too young. They don't have enough players out there, and I'm not sure what they're going to look like defensively or offensively right now because we haven't seen Cade in the entire year. So, but I think that'll be a good move. But as long as they need to look into free agency and look at the vets that they have there, look at someone that has some playoff experience and just put them in that system and make sure that's someone that Monty would be able to coach. A lot of the only issue he had was DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
It seems like DeAndre Ayton is the issue with everybody in that locker room. So that could be a big reason why Phoenix still doesn't have a head coach right now because they know that DeAndre Ayton is still there. So that's my thoughts on that. And I don't think they'll make the playoffs next year. But after that, I believe they will. Vaughn, you might want to flip your phone.
You gotta flip it. Did he freeze? He might have froze.
Possibly.
All right, we're gonna let him fix that and we'll bring him back.
Yeah, we'll bring him back.
We want to throw out one more thing just on this subject though, too. The deal that Monty Williams signed, for the folks who don't know, it was a 6-year, $78 million deal. They say this is the largest coaching deal in NBA history. So that lets you know Detroit is not playing anymore.
Yeah, they definitely are not playing, man. It was something else that I saw about this contract that I wrote down. I'm trying to look at my notes to make sure I have it right.
All right, while you're doing that, so we had a few comments come up. So one, Carl's in the comments. You know all about the Pistons. So he was saying they don't really need a center, and Dame's not really coming to Detroit. Another thing he said was they need a wing. So there is one potential wing out there. I don't know if he's coming back, but if Kuzma doesn't sign back, he may want to go Detroit. That's close to his hometown. He is from Michigan, so that's another player you could be on the lookout for. Another player, also I forgot they got Wiseman too. So their young core is nice. Like Monty did the right thing. Carl also said that he wanted Coach Bud. I don't really understand why he wanted Coach Bud, but he's not here to really explain it. But I know he'll definitely light us up in the chat on that part. Another thing about Cade Cunningham, they said he got his surgery in December. So the future's pretty bright for the Detroit Pistons. I mean, even though it is Detroit. All right, we got Vaughn back. There you go.
My bad. Right. Technical difficulty. I did have one more thing to say about the Pistons.
Go ahead.
I forgot one player they did have. He's kind of a vet. Bogdanovich. He played with the Jazz. He does have a little bit of playoff experience. And to be honest, I like him a lot. Watching him play this year with them, he was that vet that they can lean on, and he hit a lot of big shots for them. My biggest concern really for them is Cade and Jaden Ivey playing together. I'm not sure what they can do. Jaden Ivey isn't the best shooter, and Cade Cunningham isn't really the best shooter. He can shoot, but he's not like a knockdown. So both Bogdanovich out there will help, but they got the bigs they need. They got Durant, they got Wiseman, they got the other guy that tried to beat LeBron up that one time.
Oh yeah.
But they definitely need like a veteran glue guy that can bring that intensity and do the dirty work for him.
Yeah.
So I found that I wanted to say. So this is just talking about Detroit. Detroit have lost 14 straight playoff games, the longest streak in NBA postseason history. The last playoff win was May 26, 2008, Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics.
Say that one more time. When was that game?
2008, May 26, 2008.
He was graduating. Jeez.
Since then, Monty Williams has a 29-27 postseason record as a coach. Also, the Suns went 19-63 the season before Monty, so it was 19 games. It was 19, not 18. And the Pistons went 17-65 this season. Monty would be the second coach in NBA history to take over multiple teams who won under 20 games this past season. The other one was Gene Shue for the 76ers and the Clippers.
Man. See, I told you, Joe said it. That was our graduation day.
Oh, the day. Wow.
That's crazy.
So that was the last time the Pistons won a playoff game. So, at first it was the Kings. At first the Kings was the butt of the joke. Now it was the Pistons. So, but they got Monty. So let's see what they can do.
We can move on because that's hilarious.
That's crazy.
Let's go.
I'll see you in the chat later, Carl.
Man.
Our next topic is about one of our favorite analysts. One person that I think all of us were inspired to be able to talk about sports media because he brought a different aspect to the show and to the profession for one. To the profession, he brought something different. Shannon Sharpe has now agreed to a buyout with FS1 and Undisputed, and it's no longer going to be in Fox after the NBA Finals. That was announced yesterday. I made sure I posted the news as soon as I saw it, and I think it shocked everybody. I think I won't say that it was shocking. I think it was just no one expected it to happen at that moment because the NBA Finals going on. No one expected to see that news now, and going into the football season, we thought we was going to see Shannon Sharpe, but now it seems like we're not going to see him on Undisputed, at least on Fox. So I think this is huge news. We all know about the two disputes that he had on the show with Shannon with Skip. especially the one where he when Skip was basically talking about his football career, comparing it to Tom Brady, when he said that he was nothing compared to Tom Brady, even though he is a Super Bowl champion and he's a Hall of Famer. And he also has said something that was so it may have been taken out of context with some people, but we're not here to talk about that. But he has said something about the Damar Hamlin situation right after during the game, when we know Damar Hamlin almost lost his life in the middle in that game. So also his podcast is also leaving. So Club Shay will not be on FS1 either. So we're gonna see where he takes his talents to. So Tom, I want to hear your reaction to the news.
You need to quit it, Skip. That's exactly what I got to say about that. The reaction to the news is, I mean, all good things really do come to an end. Like this whole media game is just it's getting iffy, especially with cable TV in general. Like we see, who was it? It's what's my guy, the punter? What's his name? He has the show on YouTube. What's his name?
Pat.
Yeah, Pat McAfee. You see how Pat McAfee? Yeah, I think he did it backwards though. He was on YouTube with FanDuel, and now he's going to ESPN. But most people are really bringing their platforms over to YouTube because look where we at. Everybody's watching everything on YouTube. They did it so much that YouTube was like, all right, let's just start our own cable division with YouTube TV. And this is not an ad. But if y'all want to pay us, I can say some more nice stuff about you all. And it's also been recently that Club Shay views have been more than on Undisputed, because technically with Skip, I think people just get burnt out. Like, we understand that Skip is going to bring these hot takes and he's going to always talk about his debates, and truly he believes in his mind that everything he says is right and is accurate. But after a while, it's like, okay, Skip, we know you don't like LeBron. We know you love the Cowboys. We know you love Tom Brady. But are you ever going to look at it from a different angle when someone brings up these teams? Me, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. And I defend Dak all the time. But if you tell me something about Dak and I see it looks bad, I'm going to be like, you got a point there. But I'm going to give you a but I'm going to also listen to you. I'm not going to be like Skip and just tell you just like blah, blah, blah and hush it up. So for me, I think Shannon Sharp was like, I see where the media aspect and landscape is going, and I see what makes me happy. Because when you watch him do Undisputed versus Shay, he looks more happy doing Club Shay. And he probably talks to his manager and say, hey, man, it's time to go. Joe, I'm about to say Joe. Man, Joe must be talking about me. Vaughn, what you think about the deal?
Hey, just fun fact right quick. Me and Joe are actually Irish twins. So it's okay. I've been getting it all my life. People think I'm Joe all the time.
So y'all 11 months apart.
Yes, sir.
That's my boys are 11 months apart. So that's great.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
So you don't just get sports takes here. You get actual historical facts. Look at this.
So I'm happy for my man, for I was tired of Skip too. like you said, Tomo, we know you like the Cowboys, we know you like Brady, we know you think Baker Mayfield is better than what he is. And the fact that he's the one that does the topic, you can kind of tell. One thing I can say about Skip though, he does dive a little deeper into the game when he watches them, and he actually writes notes and breaks it down. And we're gonna miss the fun parts, the going back and forth, because to be honest, Shannon Sharp, what he brought to the show was that perspective of being an athlete. Most of the guys that be on these shows, you heard JJ Redick the other day go on Stephen A. What's it Salem State? I ain't nothing, I don't mean nothing, da da da. You already know what it so that's the biggest, especially when they talk about football. Shannon Sharp is probably the best guy to listen to a lot of times, because he give you that on the field answer, that I've been there answer, that real answer. And I think he's gonna do better without Skip, to be honest.
Oh, Joe said, I feel like the show is better when I think the show thrives when they're arguing. They can't have a good show without arguing. To an extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent. It all depends on what they're arguing about as well. I feel like some of their best arguments come when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys or LeBron or when it comes to serious topics, they most of the times agree on things. I think the more serious one, I think the one that did it was the DeMar Hamlin situation. I think that's the one that did it for Shannon. I said this back then. I said I don't see how he stays after something that was that serious, where someone had pretty much everyone saw on live on Monday night where this guy almost lost his life. Was it Monday night or Thursday night? I can't remember.
It was Monday night. Yeah,
so Monday night, and he almost lost his life. They pretty much had to end the show, and it would end the game early. And Skip had his tweet was basically like, how people can think about the game and not about the life. So that's a serious situation. He was really mad, and then when Shannon Sharp came back, because remember he didn't show up the episode after that. Yep. After that situation, he wasn't there that Tuesday. I think he came back that Wednesday or Thursday that week, and he basically was just like, before his opening monologue, he said he didn't want to have any speculation why he didn't show. He talked about the situation with DeMar Hamlin, and he talked about Skip's tweet, and then before he could even finish his monologue, Skip interrupted him and said, "I'm not taking down the tweet." So I think that's what really did it for him. And he was just like, that it was very insensitive at that in that situation. He probably should have just kept the comment to himself. And when you tweet something, a lot of people don't hear the tonality in it. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. When you tweet or text or post something, no one hears the tone of what you're saying. So they're going to speculate how they think it is. And when they see your TV personality, pretty much is how people are going to view it. Your TV personality is not always in the care of someone else. So Shannon was automatically pissed because a lot of the other football players retweeted and said that he was sick and stuff like that. So I can see why Shannon left. Now I think Shannon's going to be successful no matter where he goes, because me personally, I feel like he made that show what it was.
Yeah,
I watched that show because of Shannon Sharp. He became my favorite analyst on TV. He made it fun. He brought the props out. He bought the goat mask for LeBron James. He had fun with Snoop. When Snoop was on there, so he was going to skyrocket. He's going to fly. Y'all know how that stuff goes. So he made the show. He made it to where a lot of people felt comfortable to be themselves as well. And it's gonna be difficult for Skip. I don't know what Skip's gonna do. I don't know how you replace Shannon Sharp. Who you gonna bring over? You gonna bring over LaShawn McCoy? I don't think that'll work out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a name for you though.
I'm listening.
That might be one though.
Because him and Skip, they bump heads a lot. I don't know how he's gonna be on TV, but that's
true. That's true. But I think it'll be good to test out people, to like have them start coming on the show, because I think they just now had another guest for the first time since COVID.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to be? Lil Wayne? Nah, no, Tay, no.
That'd be the weirdest show.
Yeah, I don't think nobody. A lot of people are not going to tune in. It's Wayne, but when Wayne comes to sports, what knowledge does he really have? I'm not saying he don't have any knowledge, but most of the time when he comes on the show, he's talking about the Green Bay Packers, and he ain't talking about like stats and all this stuff. He's just talking about what he see and from him talking to people. So who knows what kind of sports knowledge he has. We want someone that's entertaining, but they got to have sports knowledge as well.
And I'm gonna tell you personally, just from doing this show, you definitely better come prepared, because they will light you up.
Exactly. Now, would Kendrick Perkins leave ESPN and go to FS1? I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know what Skip's going to be able to do. I mean, if he does it himself, he's going to lose a lot of viewers. Not a lot of people is really going to watch that show. His podcast, for one, is boring for me. I can't watch it. It's
too boring.
It's not entertaining at all. The only two times I actually watched it was when he talked about Stephen A. And the relationship he had with Shannon Sharp. Those are the only two episodes I've ever watched. Other than that, it's not interesting. So, I mean, Skip has been doing this for a long time, so I don't doubt that he can't find anyone But I just think it's going to be hard to replace someone that was that entertaining, that funny, and brought a lot of views to the show. But Shannon, do your thing, my guy. I enjoy watching you, and I'm gonna continue to watch you wherever you go. I'm gonna watch your show. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
No, that's a fact. What's up, Mom?
Oh yeah. What's up, Mama? What's going on, Mama? Appreciate you always. Appreciate you always supporting us. Mama was the one that brought up that joke about about Joe saying the
She
last
should have
time.
been for the Pistons.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably did the same thing at that time. But let's go ahead and move on to our next one. So now we have the top not so average top 5. Joe is not here, but Vaughn has it. So Vaughn, the floor is yours, my guy.
Let's get it. That's not Vaughn.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not the greatest NBA analyst.
So listen,
there you go.
The CEO Joe ain't here, so I'm stepping in. You know what I'm saying? So this is Vaughn's not your average top 5 players in the NBA Finals right now. You know, you got the Nuggets, you got the Heat going there. I'm gonna start off number 5. All right, Bam Adebayo. And the reason why he's at 5 is not for his offense at all. Trust me. I'm not leaning toward. I don't expect him to average no more than 15 points a game this series, to be honest. He needs to play defense and rebound. You know, Jokic is the front runner. He's the second. He came in second this year after winning 2 MVPs. So this guy is hungry for a ring, averaging a triple-double in the playoffs. So he had to bring his A game on that defensive end and help control the boards. That's Bam. That's it. That's all I need from you, Bam. That's it. Number 4, Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is a guy, high draft pick. He was supposed to really get picked up by a team that needed him to be a star. But he got picked up by the Nuggets, and he's fell back into his role after battling injuries and figuring out what he's going to be on the team. You see this guy now, averaging over 15 points a game. He boards heavy, even passes the ball very well out of double teams. He's a great basketball player, and he's a guy that I feel like going to get the Heat a lot of fits with his size, his shooting ability, and also his rebounding. So now let's go to number 3. Hey, don't get mad at me, Dave. Hemi Buckets. Yes, it's Hemi. Or should I say Himothy? The reason why I put him at number 3 was, I mean, he's up and down, man. You know, you go up 3-0, and then you just drop duds like in games, you know. He does perform well, you know. He does carry the load on his team, does have a lot to do. However, he's not the top 2 player in this finals right now. Number 2, Jamal Murray. You want to know why? This guy is averaging 28 points a game, shooting 39% from 3, 48% from the field. And that's not just it. The main reason why I put him at number 2 was his shot-making ability. See, in the finals and the playoffs, what happens, fellas? Y'all know. The game slows down. The impossible has to become possible. You have to make it something happen out of nothing. And who does it better than Jokic? Than Murray. Nobody out there does it better than Murray. This guy, when he's on fire, he changes the game like no other. He comes down, hit tough shot to tough shot, which really demoralizes the other team. We all know who number 1 is. Come on now. Put him up there. Put him up there. Yoke. This man is averaging a triple-double right now, the whole playoffs, as a big man. That is ridiculous to me. This guy doesn't play with his food. He went up 3-0. What do you do? He sealed the deal. That's what you do. When you're the best, you seal the deal. And that's what Jokic does. That's what Jokic is doing. And that right there is your not so average top 5 by your boy Vaughn.
Yeah,
Talk to me, Carlos. What you think?
I got it. You already know I was coming. You know I had to say something. It's how was you talking? You giving him that simply because of his offense? Huh?
Yeah. Because his shot making ability.
Okay. Jimmy also has shot making ability as well, without having all the moves that you said he has. So
Okay.
yeah, he's averaging 27. So Jamal Murray is averaging 27.7 points per game, about 5.5 rebounds, 6.1 assists,
Mm-hmm.
almost 2 steals a game, 48% from the field goal, 40 about 30, like you said, 39% from three,
Yep.
and 93% from the free throw line. Good
Hooping.
numbers. Good numbers. But he also has Jokic. Jimmy doesn't have someone else that's averaging almost a triple double in the playoffs. Jimmy has also beaten the number 1 and number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. He was the leading scorer in the leading scorer on the team in every single series. Yes, he had some games where he didn't play well, but not everybody has had. Jamal Murray has had some games where he didn't score over 20 as well. So that's one thing there. Jimmy is averaging 29 points per game, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, shooting a little bit better from the field than Jamal Murray. He's shooting 36% from three, which is good for Jimmy because he doesn't necessarily he's considered not a good 3-point shooter, but he's shooting 36% from three and about 81% from the free throw line. So I'm putting Jimmy number 2. Jimmy's number 2. Without Jimmy, we not here. Without Jimmy, we ain't here. Without Jamal Murray, they still probably would have gotten there, but they got Jokic. You know, who on the Heat is equal to Jokic?
Nobody is.
Exactly. So
Nobody
Jimmy automatically should be number 2.
Just off
If it
that,
wasn't for Jimmy, if it wasn't for Jimmy putting up 56 against the Bucks and 42, we don't win. Remember, Jimmy did put up 35 in the first game on the road against the Celtics, which is why we won that game.
Okay.
Now, we didn't need Jimmy to play well in game 3 because we pretty much blew him out by 30. Now, yes, I understand that the Celtics came back from down 0-3 and forced the game 7, but in game 7, Jimmy had 3 steals, 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 66 in a game where he needed to be Jimmy. Probably didn't shoot well, but that didn't matter because he did everything he was supposed to do. Jimmy is, to me, clearly number 2. I don't see how you put Jamal Murray over him.
I mean, you giving him the nod just because he's the best player on his team. But that doesn't matter to me. You, like Carl just said, you comparing the go-to guy to a second option, and the numbers are the same pretty much. And another thing, like, when it comes to finals and playoffs, it's about shot-making ability. It's not like, I don't care about all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Nuggets team have guys for that. The defense, the nitty-gritty, they're a complete team. Jamal Murray can take over a game like no other. Nobody on the floor can take over the game like him. Not even Jokic, because Jokic doesn't have that. He can't. Offensively,
I think he can.
A guard taking over is different from a big man taking over. That's all I'm saying.
So you don't think Jimmy can take over a game like that?
I don't think he can take over like Murray. He don't come down and hit.
He's done it. He's done it.
The way Jimmy does, he beats you up. He more like I'm gonna beat you up all game. He not like I'm about to cook you. That's not
he don't have to. So just because he doesn't have moves, he's not better?
I'm not saying
because
that. I'm not saying he's not a better player. Like all around player. We're talking about for the finals. This is the finals, Dave. And what matters the most in the finals? Making shots.
Winning.
Winning. By making shots.
Exactly. And Jimmy makes shots.
Listen, he's not a better shot maker than Jamal Murray. You about to sit here and say that? Is that what you about to say?
Jamal Murray is a better 3-point shooter. I'll give him that.
He's a better scorer. And come on, Dave. Stop that. I know that's your guy. Timothy Buckets, or should I, you know what I'm saying? That's your guy. But you know, when it comes to the playoffs, the greats, Steph Curry, what happened last year? They played good D on Steph. Tough shot after tough shot. Kobe Bryant in the finals, what happened? Tough shot after tough shot. That's what wins finals. Not. I'm sorry, I'm not saying Jimmy a bum. He number 3. You know what I'm saying? He ain't number 4. You should have me bad even made the list for one. Cause like Carl said,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked you put him in the top 5. I'm personally shocked you put him in the top 5. I appreciate it, but I'm shocked.
But Jamal Murray is number 2 because the way he takes over a game is totally different than Jimmy. I don't see Jimmy taking over like he did in the previous series because they got guys to check Jimmy this time. Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Bruce, they got more bigger bodies. I
had
told
guys
you
to
the
take
Celtics
Jimmy
gonna do.
against the Celtics. We
I
still
told
won.
everybody what the Celtics gonna do. They're gonna fold. Like he not playing against a team that's gonna fold. Jokic, they ready, and you keep bringing up he got Jokic. Jokic, could have probably won. The whole story is Jokic haven't had Murray these past 2 years. Why he hasn't made it? That's the whole story. So who is the closer? Who is the guy that when it's time to go get a bucket, I'm gonna go get it? It's Murray. Against the Lakers, the first half, that I think game 3 or 4. He dropped 25 in the first half. That killed the Lakers for the rest of the game. When you can make a shot after shot and people are playing great D, that kills the other team. That kills the other team. That's what happened to the Lakers. They was killed. So
I feel you, but Jimmy don't have
number
that.
3 to me,
And Jimmy is a way better defender as well. So that to me puts him up there too. It's not just his offense. His offense is good enough to put him there, and his defense is enough to put to overtop him. So Jimmy number 2 for me.
Okay.
We're brothers.
I know why you and Joe are Irish twins now. I see it. Dave took my spot because it's usually me and Joe going at it about these top 5s. That's why I was just sitting back enjoying the show. My only issue with this list is I think you should move Michael Porter Jr. and put Caleb Martin at number 4.
Caleb Martin had one good series.
Oh my goodness. Here we go.
I mean, Caleb Martin, my guy, but I'm not.
Michael Porter Jr. has.
I'm not putting Caleb. I'm not putting Caleb over Bam. I'm not doing that.
But without Caleb Martin, I don't think the Heat are here.
Exactly. Do Jimmy Butler even the best player in the East Conference Finals on his team?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I heard a lot of people saying Caleb Martin should have won the MVP. That's all I'm saying.
They can say what they want. Jimmy deserved it.
Look, outside of that, I understand what you were saying about Murray, but I will put Butler at number 2 as well. That was my list. My list is Joker, Butler, Murray, Martin, Bam. I understand everything you said about Murray. Like Murray was doing this thing. Murray is the other. He's the yin to Joker's yang because when Joker isn't playing good, Murray is playing good. But when Murray is having an off moment, then Joker's playing good. But if you think about Jimmy Butler, when Jimmy Butler's really not having an A game, and this is why I said put Caleb Martin at number 4. When he's not there to have those pivotal moments, Caleb Martin was making those pivotal threes or making a pivotal bucket.
Well, if you think about it, to counteract with that, I love Caleb. I love Caleb, but he had 2 big games, and one of those games we lost in that series. The other game he got, we won.
It was a moral victory.
No, it wasn't a moral victory. We got blown out that game. How was that a moral victory? We got blown out that game.
I'm talking about in the Knicks series.
I'm talking about in the series that matters. I'm talking about the last series. The last series. You talking about the last series? You said without him, we
also think about the game where Celtics found their footing. He didn't play. Remember that game?
He played.
He played every game, didn't he?
Caleb missed the game.
No,
was that Gabe?
Brogdon missed the game.
Gabe missed the game. Not Caleb. Caleb played every game.
Bro, everybody looking like in the NBA, bro. What you want me to say?
They do look like a little bit though. They got the little joint.
Slightly. But nah,
Caleb him at number 4. And the reason, because I wanted him to win Eastern Conference MVP, so he gonna be my number 4. You guys can argue about who's at the top of the food chain. I'm down here fighting for the people at the bottom.
Yeah,
he hasn't been consistent throughout the whole playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Michael Porter Jr. at number 4. I don't disagree with Michael with MPJ being number 4. I don't disagree with that because he's been more consistent throughout the playoffs than Caleb has.
Well, if that's the case, then Bam don't need to make the list.
He made it. I tell you why he made it. Defense.
But Bam has been consistent. He's been averaging like 20 and 10 throughout these playoffs.
No. Don't do that, Dave. He ain't been dropping no buckets like that.
I didn't say he been dropping buckets. I'm just saying his average has been about 20 and 10 throughout the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Bam about as consistent as the Celtics.
He broke the Miami Heat record for double doubles in the playoffs. So he's been consistent. He's been doing what he needs to do.
Look, man, here's another controversial list for the refuse to lose commenters. Von, you did your thing. I enjoy anytime somebody can get Dave to debate because that was good.
I knew he wasn't having that with Jimmy at number 3.
He did that on purpose. He knew I was going to discombat with that. So I definitely could disagree.
I rethink it though. You know, Jokic. I mean, you know, Jokic's the guy, but Murray. You know,
what the world?
I think he might be
trying to infiltrate the show.
This series. If Bam don't let Jokic run all over him.
Joe was trying to run up on the show, y'all. Y'all see that? He tried to pull a Diddy just now.
It's all good.
I saw that too.
Yeah, chill out, Joe.
He kicked you off and everything, man.
But now, last segment. It's the last one, the last of the Mohicans, the last of Dave's Doghouse before it becomes a dog pound. Now I asked who was going to be the doghouse candidate for this time, and I really only got one answer. And you really can't go wrong with this one. And you know, he made the All-NBA second team this year. You know, his numbers improved from last year. He was in the NBA Finals last year, along with Jason Tatum. And a lot of people were saying that he should, you know, have his own team. He's had questions about, you know, late in the season whether he wants to come back or not, and he didn't make any commitments. Although now that he could be the highest paid player in the NBA if the Celtics. But I got to give it to Jaylen Brown, man. Jaylen Brown, my guy, you in the doghouse. This actually, I'm happy to put a Boston Celtic in there. Let's get that out there for him. I'm happy to put a Boston Celtic in there. But I like Jaylen Brown. I wouldn't mind having Jaylen Brown on my team because I know he kind of sort of has that dog mentality where he's going to attack, but I just think he needs to work on his handles first because that's one of the reasons why they lost that finals. He had 8 turnovers in Game 7 in a pivotal moment, and he didn't shoot the ball well. He shot terrible from 3. I think he maybe had 1 or 2 games in this series, in this entire series, where he shot good. He was horrible. Jason Tatum got hurt in the first possession in Game 7, so it wasn't much he could do, and he still had 16 and 10. So that was, I guess it was. I'm not gonna say I guess that was admirable of him because I mean he could barely move. You could see when he dunked the ball, he couldn't really do much. But Jaylen Brown got picked a couple times. Jimmy Butler stole the ball from him. It was like Caleb Martin stole the ball from him. Strus stole the ball from him. Duncan Robinson got to steal from him. These are only one of these players is a defender for real, and that's Jimmy. Caleb Martin is not necessarily considered a defender. Strus is definitely not considered a defender. Or Duncan Robinson. We know he's a liability out there on defense. But you got Duncan Robinson getting the steal. That's automatically bad. Jaylen Brown, you got to do better. There are talks that you might get traded to Houston because Ime Udoka is there. That's somebody that you're familiar with. But Jaylen Brown, Teddy would agree with this. I'm surprised he's not in the comments, but he would agree that you need to be in the gym right now working on your handles. Don't worry about no shots. You need to be working on your handles because every time you try to do a spin or do a cross, you turn the ball over. You turn it over your own maybe about 5 times in that game. So you were a big reason of why they lost that series and lost that last game. You pretty much lost the game by 20. It said 19, but you really lost by 20. So Jaylen Brown, my guy, you in the doghouse.
Got played for the last time.
My guy, you in the doghouse.
It's a kennel now. It's a dog pound. That's the name. But no, I agree with everything you said about that. Also, you want to know what's funny? Someone said, what does the Super Bowl field and Jaylen Brown hands have in common? They both just be sliding everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's turnovers all day. And they both had on green and black. That is insane. But Jaylen, I really do. I don't know what really happened to him because his game, he just looked like he lost himself out there throughout most of these series. I know he didn't really quite agree what happened with Ime Udoka and how the exiting was handled, but throughout this series, you can't really let that affect what happens on the court, man, especially when you got reports coming out saying that the locker room was saying, hey, once Jason Tatum got hurt, it's all on you, man. Like we looking for you. You the one that's the all-star. You the one that's making these all NBA teams and all defensive teams. So if you the second fiddle, why you not showing up when it's time? Because we for damn sure not looking at Marcus Smart or Al Horford to take us so, to the promised land. And Dave, I agree with this one.
Leave it to Vaughn. I don't agree with this one. And here's why. What did y'all expect? Hey, Tay, I'm here for you, my boy. Overrated. He had to show us more. I'm sorry. He made second team this year, averaging 26 a game. They won a lot of games. On a great team this year. However, he don't want to be there. We saw that before the playoffs even started. He don't even want to be there. It was games when he started the game with 10 points in the first quarter. He won't get a shot off again to the third quarter. Crazy. Yeah, I know y'all remember the chat. Young, why they keep doing this with Jaylen Brown, man? Soon he come out, it's like soon Tatum come in, he hit a shot, they trying to feed Tatum. Like it's like Jaylen Brown been treated like the stepbrother this whole time, and now it's time. Now Tatum hurt. Y'all want me to do my thing? I should have been just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to go in that doghouse. Jason Tatum, the best player on the court. He needs to go in the doghouse. You know why? How much you average this season? 30, right? You have like 30? He averaged 25 this series. Shooting 23% from the three. 23%. Hey, Dave, Tomo, I never seen y'all hoop, but I'm pretty sure y'all could do better than that. 23%.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If I shoot 23% from three, my homies will tell you they'll sign me. I might be like 15.
Maybe not you, Tomo. Maybe not you, my boy. I got you.
Yeah. Joe, if you want to know about me, Vaughn, just ask Joe. That corner three, I got you. Everything I don't know.
There it is. See, you might need to holler at Tatum and Brown. See,
Joe keep kicking y'all out, man.
The thing is, last year when the Celtics had that run, who was the most impressive player on that team? Tatum.
True.
He took on a challenge against KD on defense and offense. Took the challenge against Giannis, defense and offense, and won both of those matchups. You come here next year, and Jimmy Butler comes in the joint, and he went 3 games straight off the brick. He won 2 games in your house. After that first game, you should not allow him to win that second game. This supposed to be you getting redemption from last year. What are you doing? It was games. Y'all remember in the chat, halftime Jason Tatum got 2 points at halftime. Jason Tatum 1 for 3 with 4 points at halftime. You aren't the best player. Come on, man. You can't be the best player if you're doing stuff like that. Throw this man in the doghouse. He can go in there with Jaylen Brown. But the thing about Jaylen Brown, I don't think he was all in, to be honest. That's why I want to put him in the doghouse. But Tatum, you in there. You under that joint. You got to tie him to put a leash on him and tie him to it. Because he disappointed me this year. I'm sorry.
Hey, J-Mo said throw LeBron in there too for acting like he's retiring. So look like I might have 2 other candidates to go.
No, you can't throw him there. You gotta sweep him in there.
Oh, all right, that was nice.
Hey, and the beat.
Hey, I mean, I agree with everything you said about Jason Tatum, but it's more so like he got his money, man. He got his money, and also Jaylen Brown, you want your money. So all that ego and stuff to the side about, hey, you treat me like the stepchild. Look, bro, no matter what you do, like they said, it's the NFL players when they're in training camp, right? Whatever you do out here, you may get cut, but just know that this film is for the rest of the teams in the league. So the fact that we seen you play like this in the playoffs against the Miami Heat, who were underdogs throughout that entire series. Some people are going to start second guessing it and being like, do we really want to give you this money? Like, we know you got the accolades, but are you really worth this? Because we clearly can see what's happening in DC with Bradley Beal after he got paid. And it's like, these max deals, man, these players just be going all that promise. So, I mean, and also think about this too, though, Dave. You put both of them in the doghouse, they might get to scrapping. because they don't like each other on the court. Imagine what's gonna happen in the doghouse.
That's right. That's right. Hey, but I mean, and actually Tatum has not gotten paid yet. He can get a contract next year for 5 years, $318 million. This year, though, Jaylen Brown could get a contract that's going to make him the highest paid player in the NBA, and that contract will be 5 years, $295 million. Now, do you think he's worth that? I don't think he's worth $295 million. But I mean, you want to keep him. That's going to go against your team. It's a lot of players that you're going to lose when it comes to that. So, I mean, Brad Stevens, you were the coach, but you're the GM now, so you got to make that decision. I think you can be crazy to do that because you're going to lose a lot of your key players. And I mean, he's due a supermax. So if you try to lowball him, he might definitely ask for a trade. So that's on you.
Hey, he made a second team too, so he got that on his belt.
Hey, Brad. I don't know if you ever watched Paid in Full, but DC, man. Remember what John Wall and Bradley Beal did to them Wizards?
Yeah.
They will rob you, man.
They definitely did.
Hey, all I gotta say is you're supposed to be a law firm. Looks like you going to court. Brown was Board of Education. So,
I remember that.
So you might want to go ahead and get your game back together for next year, Jaylen Brown. But hey, Miami, he got a spot for you. We ain't gonna pay you all that, but we got a spot for you.
I got one more person I want to add to the doghouse too. Okay. These just NFL execs and these anonymous reports. This goes for all sports. These anonymous reports when a player is about to get cut or they get traded or when they do get cut, how they all come out with these negative reports about players. They're not the same player they used to be. They're slow or they don't have that step. You weren't saying that when they were on the roster. So don't say it now when they're trying to find another job. And specifically with the D-Hop situation and probably Zeke too. Like Zeke's lower extremities, like his knees and stuff are going bad, but he's still a good player. D-Hop, I mean, he did miss the first 5 games of last year because of the PED situation. Six games because of the PED situation. But he came back and still balled out. And he's also showed you that no matter who's the quarterback, I can actually play. The Odell Beckham situation, he had sugar on his pizza, but they wanted to call it cocaine. You see what I'm saying? They just come out with these random reports when players are about to get cut or traded. Just stop it.
Yeah, I agree with that. The execs definitely got to do that, but they doing that. That's a business move for them, though. They do that so they don't have to sign them to a lot of money. I know the Bills are saying that they're more likely they may not sign up because D-Hop wants a $15 million a year contract, and the Bills are like they're not gonna pay him. Hey, look, San Francisco, you got the money. You got the money. I know we don't always sign like these star players, especially on offense, but you got the money. If you got D-Hop, Debo, and Brandon Ayuk, we can make some noise. So San Francisco, if you're listening, you might want to do something. But this goes for any team. This is DeAndre Hopkins. He got cut by the Cardinals. That team's gonna suck next year. Trust me, they're not gonna be good. So you got a chance to get somebody who was a good receiver with Tom Savage as this quarterback. Go sign him. Y'all will be stupid to not sign him. Go sign him.
For J-Mo.
Oh, Skip already in there.
He already there, but yeah,
he already in there. But he definitely standing there now since Shannon gone. So he ain't never coming out. But yeah, that goes to that segment. So now we're going to do the speed round. Game 1, NBA Finals is tonight. So we're just pretty much picking who's going to win Game 1. I'll go first, and I said Miami's going to go on 7. First game, I think Denver takes the first game. I think Denver wins Game 1 at home. They're undefeated at home in the playoffs. I expect them to come out and play well. Miami, we just left for Game 7 like two nights ago. So, they're rested. We're not necessarily rested. So who knows? They may have rushed, but it's the Nuggets. They've been a great offense all year. I expect them to play well, and I expect them to win Game 1 at home.
Yesterday I came on here and I read off the stats, man. With teams that have 5+ days of rest, they're 10-0. They're 10-1 in that series, and then they're 8-1 at home. So you got to go with the Nuggets, just going off of history. And if you're putting your bets in, I'm gonna let Parlay Vaughn handle that part to tell y'all what I need to do. But I'm picking the Nuggets game 1.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure on that, Tomo. I put my parlay in earlier. You hear me? So yeah, I'm going with the Nuggets, man. I think they're gonna come out and set the tone for the series. I got them winning in 6.
We can put another bet on that if you want to.
I don't bet on other teams. If you're doing push-ups, I do push-ups all day, but I ain't betting no merchandise and nothing like that. Yeah, my squad only for that.
Yeah, your minimum is 50, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now. I ain't prepared for that right now, my guy. But yeah, and Blaze, we could bet too. You know, I already got one with Joe, so we could bet too, Blaze. But that's the show for today. Last words for me. Like I said, game 1 is tonight. I did pick the Nuggets, but I'm expecting us to win this in 7. It's not going to be an easy series no matter what. I just feel like it's our year. Like I said yesterday, this is not an X's and O's things for me. This is more so about momentum. And I think we have the momentum right now because we've beaten the better teams in the East. Also, although I think the West was probably the best division in basketball this year, I just feel like we went through the tough. Me personally, I just feel like we had the tougher route. I don't mind if anyone else disagrees, but I feel like we had the tougher route because we were the first playing team to make to the NBA Finals, and we here now. 4 more wins. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Bring title number 4 to South Beach, baby. Let's go.
Well, I mean, we've been asking for you to come on down here to Cabo. I know Joe was over in Jamaica. We got a few spots out here in Cancun. So look, man, I know it's late, but the summertime is kicking. The pools are open. So you can come on down here, Dave's Tomo Resorts and Islands. You know, we got a specific suite just for the Miami Heat. It's soundproof, so we won't hear your tears. It's all good. It's all good. But now, last words.
You've been saying that for a minute, and every time you say it, we win. So
I'm giving you a little hope, man. Giving you a little hope.
Facts.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But last words, man. Again, man, it's always fun coming on here talking sports, man. And also, man, just to be blessed in the presence of the greatest NBA analyst on Refuse to Lose Sports. I know Joe gonna come over here. Joe gonna come back on here and say something about that. Stop. One more thing too, though. I don't know if you saw the comment. J-Mo said you actually got to win the award before you can be named the greatest analyst.
I mean, I am the MVP analyst from last year. A duo analyst, and NBA analyst. You know, I've done my part already.
Hey man, I'm just stirring the pot.
I told Joe, I said, I took some time off to get the guys some chances to get some views up, but it's the finals, so the best got to come back. You know, the best is at the finals, so the best got to talk about the finals. That's why I'm here.
And I got one more thing though. I noticed this. I like your moves because if we talking about views and nobody on the chat noticed this, my man Vaughn was the first one to do baseball with Teddy. He said, "I'm gonna find my way on each show." You are good.
See, it's crazy because I wasn't even thinking of that. I just really hit Teddy up and said, "Man, I'm trying to learn more about baseball, so I'm gonna ask some questions about it." You know what I'm saying?
2 for 2.
You know, my last words. I'm looking forward to this series, man. Only person that's really like Jamal Murray is the only person that's really, and Jokic, of course, that's gonna be doing like some crazy stuff. It's gonna really be like. It's gonna really be basketball, you know. And one thing I'm really looking forward to is the 5-on-5. Like it's gonna be really 5-on-5. Each player is gonna be playing. Each player is involved. So,
yeah,
let's get it. Oh, and thanks for having me too, man. I'm excited to be back. I ain't missing that. No finals. I'm on every finals take everything. I'm here.
Hold on. I got it. Let me stand corrected. You were the second person, but you were the first person to refuse to lose to have the individual interview on Baseball with Teddy. My bad, Carl. My bad. You and Jerry did the very first episode.
They definitely did.
You are right. I stand corrected.
Yeah, you're right.
Man.
But, you know, Vaughn is versatile. He's been NFL, NBA, and now baseball. So
I do it all, man. That's MVP.
My bad, Jerry. Forget you, Carl. My bad, Jerry. Dang, you all in the comments, man, like Diddy. Go ahead in the show, Dave.
We got you. But yeah, that's the show for today. We appreciate you for watching. Until next time, peace.
Nah, peace again. Peace one more time. Peace 3 more times.
Peace, 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 peace.
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for him to get that.
He shows the award, but hey,
All
he
right,
got
we
that.
out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.